Welcome. So we're just going to give it a few more minutes, let some more people join us, and then we're going to get going. Well, welcome to the Uber 101 webinar. All right, just another minute or so and to let people join, and then we're going to get going. All right. So let's get started. So welcome. This is our Uber 101 webinar, our weekly. So I'm going to go through these slides with you guys, and then at the end, you can type in, if you see the chat window, you can actually type in any questions you have. So once I'm done with all the slides, I can read those questions out loud and get them answered for you. So let's get started. So first of all, we just want to go over how the app works and how to accept a request. So you should all have the ability to sign in and go online. It'll let you know if you can, if what you need, maybe a document or what have you. But first you'll open up the screen and you'll see a go online button. So that means you're offline, you're unavailable. We need you in the car ready to go once you're going to go online. So you're ready to go, you open up the phone, you hit go online. So the second feature here shows that you are online, you are available, and just be in the good locations and you'll start to get requests. So you can see the third, that's a request coming in. So you have 15 seconds to answer, it's going to count it down, but it's only going to you, it's not going to anyone else unless you don't answer in that 15 seconds. So up top, it'll tell you what they requested, UberX, how far away they are, and where they're located. And you just tap on that to answer, and then you start the navigation to go pick up. So we want to cover insurance quickly. So we do have you protected out there. So we want to know your names on an insurance policy because it tells us you're able to use that vehicle. But as soon as you're online, we do have you covered. So before you've even accepted a trip, we do have 50,000 injury, 1,000 total, 25,000 property. As soon as you've accepted a trip or you have a rider in the vehicle, it bumps up to $1 million liability coverage. It is a $1,000 deductible, but it's a commercial insurance policy. So Connecticut has deemed this enough insurance to rideshare. The company's called James River, if you want to look that up. There's also a link here that I can send you guys into the chat once we're done. So we want to point out your partner dashboard. So obviously you have your app, which you can access on a phone or a tablet, but you also have a website. So it's partners.uber.com. You can do this on a computer or a smartphone. But we want you keeping track of this. It's separate than the app, but it's your homepage. So please, take advantage of it. You can see all your payment statements. You can see your rewards. You can add a vehicle there. You can delete a vehicle, as well as you track all your invites, everything. So partners.uber.com. That's the website you should be checking out, as well as the app. Tax time's coming up, so that's where everyone's finding their taxes right now. So we want to go over just partner safety quickly. So we want to let you know that you do have control because you're rating the riders after every trip. So it's a 1 through 5 star system, so nice and normal. It's a 5-star typically. But if you ever have an issue with a customer, you can give them a low rating, and then we want to hear feedback. So if people are doing something more than once, we want to keep tabs on that. we want to be able to build a report on them and eventually just kick them off the Uber platform. We also want to point out no random pickups. So, this is different than a taxi cab. They have accounts, they have smartphones, debit or credit cards. You're going to see their name. You can always, get that name to confirm you're picking up the right person. But we're tracking every ride as well. So it's all through a system, so there's no random pickups. And it's also cashless. So you don't need to keep any cash on you. It's all done with debit or credit cards. So feel free to leave the cash at home. The only time you'll have to deal with cash is if someone wants to tip you. It would be cash. So maximize your earnings. So we want to just go over some peak times for you. So this is, the way to make the most out of this, the way to earn the most. So we find, Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. I would even go a little earlier. I would say 5 a.m. to 10 a.m. is the morning commute. And then the afternoon commute tends to be 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. So those are the busy hours during the work week. And then we do see a spike of increase on Thursday evenings and Friday evenings, of course, and as well as Saturdays all day. Sundays is a good day too. And then demand can increase with weather, such as rain, cold, snow. Any inclement weather can spike demand. People don't want to walk in that weather. They're going to call Uber. Stay on top of events. We're also going to send out events weekly, but things like concerts, sporting events, festivals, you name it, those can really increase demand for rides as well. Holidays, obviously New Year's Eve is our biggest night. Halloween's big, St. Patty's Day, any holiday. If you're not celebrating, you could be out there earning. All right. So we want to go over the surge quickly. The surge means there's a higher demand for rides than we have partners in the area to answer those rides. So it's going to be color-coded, yellow, light surge, orange, medium, and red is, very high demand. So the customer, as you can see on the left, will always get a notified that they're going to have to pay a higher price. So they have to accept that higher fare, or else they're not going to request. So they're not going to come after you and say, why was this so much? I need my money back. It's not how it works. They've accepted. But if you're in that surge zone, this, as you can see, is a 1.8 surge. We multiply the whole fare by that 1.8. So busier times, inclement weather, events, those can cause surge. Let's go over some FAQs. So how long should you wait for a rider? You should wait about 5 minutes. So at least the 5 minutes. If the rider doesn't show up after the 5 minutes, try to contact them. So you can always message or call. I think calling is easiest. And then you're going to want to cancel the trip and report a rider no-show if they don't show up after that 5 minutes and trying to call. They're going to be charged $5 for that. So what if there are multiple stops? What if the rider changes the destination? That's fine, totally fine. The longer they're in the car, the more you're going to get paid. So it's all one trip. So they could change the destination at any time. It's possible they just go out and they pick up a friend, and then that's the first destination. Boom. All right, guys, where are you heading next? Change the destination for me. Perfect. So don't end the trip until everyone's out of the car, the whole ride's complete. It's all one ride. So what if a rider makes a mess? So we need pictures. So at least 2 good photos of the mess. If you need to get them in the photo, fine. But then you want to report it through your trip history. So trip history, find the trip, go to the help, request a cleaning fee. You had an issue with the rider, request a cleaning fee. We want to review the mess, so the photos. We can charge the customer up to $150 if it's a significant mess. So what if too many people try to get in your car? So just explain to them, you can only take the amount of riders that you have seatbelts for. So it's not worth getting a ticket over that. So just kindly explain. They may need to request an XL, or they could request a second Uber. So no problem there. So just the difference between Uber X, Uber XL, Premium, and SUV. So Uber X, typical 4-door vehicle. It's 2002 or newer in Connecticut. So you can fit 1 through 4 passengers. So that's the most requested ride in Connecticut in the country. So XL is if you can fit 5 or more customers. So it would be that third row you'd have to have. We do charge a little higher, but you do both. You stay busy with UberX, and then you get some XLs as well. And that's automatic. You don't need to sign up for XL. We'll know by the registration. Premium used to be all commercial drivers. We actually now offer premium rides to highly rated UberX drivers with premium vehicles. So you can check our Connecticut site, which I'll give you at the end. You can see if your vehicle qualifies, but the catch is you need a 4.7 or higher rating as well. So after 25 trips, 4.7 rating, premium vehicle, you'll also get some premium trips in there as well, which pay much higher. So how do you get paid and how much can you expect to earn? So we're calculating every trip, so you don't need to do any calculations. You just need to worry about starting the trip, getting them there, and ending the trip. But we pay direct deposit weekly. So we need a checking account from you, so put that in if it's not in. And we direct deposit weekly right to that checking account. And just earnings are going to depend, how often you're driving, where you're driving. There's a lot of variables. But it's you're independent. You can work as little or as much as you'd like. So can you have a spouse or another passenger in your vehicle when you're doing Uber? The answer is no, you cannot. It can actually affect your partnership with us because if a customer reports that, we're going to have to waitlist the account. This is a private ride for the customer. That's what they're paying for. You might need that seat, as well as you're the only one that cleared that background check. So how do taxes work? So it is tax season now. Partners, you guys are independent contractors. 1099 form. So you can find that at your dashboard if you've done trips in 2016. But you are responsible for filing and paying your taxes. We don't provide any tax advice, but we do partner with H&R Block. So where can you drive? So as Connecticut partners, you can do pickups anywhere in Connecticut, Rhode Island, New Jersey, and Massachusetts. You cannot drive in New York City unless you are a commercial driver with a TLC license and plates. So you'd have to go through that process if you want to do pickups in New York. So who pays for the tolls? So if you don't have an Easy Pass, get an Easy Pass. That's the price that we charge the customer. So when you go through that toll, use your Easy Pass. It's credited right onto the fare, so the customer is going to reimburse you right on that fare. So if you do any drop-offs in New York, any of the 5 boroughs, we also credit $15, knowing that you have to come empty-handed out through a toll. So that gets charged to the customer as well. Do you have to log a minimum number of hours? You do not. You guys are independent contractors. Work as much as you like. As I said, you're your own boss. No more answering to a boss if you don't want to. So when you want to earn money, just turn on the app, go online. No minimum amount of hours, but we do recommend completing 1 trip every 30 days just to keep the account active and up and running. So the last slide is our sites. So we have uber.com/drive/Connecticut. That's your Connecticut homepage. You can find that premium vehicle list there. Anything dealing with Uber Connecticut, it's there. And then partners.uber.com, we went over that. That's your homepage. So now I'm just going to open it up to any general questions. So if you see the chat box right here, you can chat in any questions, and I'll read them out loud, and I'll get them answered for you. I'm also going to put in a video here that you guys can check out at some point. So right where I put that video, you can chat in there as well, and I can answer any questions. So anything you can think of, general questions, a concern you might have, just type it into the chat box. Okay, so question for Michael. Can we put a small sign that says tips appreciated? It's up to you, yeah. You just don't want to be soliciting tips, but they are appreciated, so it's up to you, Michael. Your vehicle, your business. So you could try it out, see how it's working for you, and if not, take it down. Okay, so you've set up a webcam attached to your mirror. Is that okay? Yep, no problem there. Like again, this is your vehicle, your business. I would say it's a good idea. No problem, Michael. Just keep the questions coming if you got more. Or okay, one more. Is there a decent amount of calls? Third shift, 11 p.m. to 7 a.m. Yeah, I mean, weekends. Obviously, the weekends you're going to be busy till 3 a.m. and then people are moving around in the morning as well. So yeah, definitely a good amount of calls during that shift. All right, so we got a question for Dan. So with insurance, do you have to notify your personal carrier? You do not. So if you tell your insurance you want to rideshare, you want to do it with Uber, they're going to tell you don't have enough insurance. They're going to try to sell you a commercial policy, which we have. So if you're online, you're going to go through our insurance. So your insurance is never going to have to be dealt with. So we got another question. Can we ask passengers out on a date if there's a connection? Mike, I would just keep it strictly business. Anything if you're offline, do whatever you like. But when you're online with Uber, I would just say you're there to give them a ride. It's just certain things, they might take the wrong way, and then they might report it too. So, just be careful. There you go, Michael. Michael knows. Strictly business. No problem, Dan. Any more questions? So you had an Uber ride and asked the driver if he made any money. So what's the question? So John wants to know, are the police or DOT giving any trouble? So the answer to that, you're not doing anything illegal. So as long as you're not parked where you're not supposed to be parked, you're fine. You're not going to get a ticket for ride sharing. If you were to get a ticket, you bring it to us. But that's not the case for if you're doing a pickup in New York. So you're not allowed to pick up in New York without that license. So if they catch you picking up in New York, that's where you're going to have the trouble. So, I mean, Mike, the answer to that and the reality of it is you're all independent contractors, so there's a lot of variables to this. You know, maybe he's not working at the right times. You know, you got to be out there during the busy hours. You know, there's peak times. There's better locations than others. But we see people doing well. Yeah. All right, so I'll just give it a few more minutes. Any questions? Keep them coming. Keep them in the chat, and I'll get them answered. Okay, yeah. So the websites. Yeah, let me type them in for you. So we've got Uber.com. Okay, so Dan, you would just want to do Uber Eats, our delivery service. That's perfect. You could set it up that way. You can go to your app and you can put in an account question, and you can say, I strictly want to do Uber Eats, or you can come see us in any of the offices. Our office hours are actually on the Connecticut site, and we could set up your account any way you like. So, service, any bonuses? There's some promotions with Uber Eats if you're get involved with that. Some good hourly incentives. Speaking of the laws, I looked into this. Technically, Uber is not legal at this time. It's not illegal, so. But we're working with Connecticut to get stricter rules and regulations, so we can start putting up signs and all that. Yeah. So, any more questions? So I'll give it another minute or so. Keep chatting those questions if you have them. So are there any videos I would recommend to watch? I would just watch the one that I typed. I'll type it again. So that one's just going to show all the features of the app and what a trip is. But other than that, it's more you just got to get out there and do some trips, and you'll have it down very soon. Yep, no problem. Any other questions? John, no, he is not right. So Uber's been operating. We have thousands and thousands of drivers in the state currently, all over the country. There's nothing illegal about it. You're not gonna. It's legal. Ride sharing is legal. Yep. Trust me, we just got a brand new office in Stanford, and we would not have this office if we were doing something illegal. All right, so I just want to thank everybody for tuning in today. Take this knowledge and get out there and do some trips. The trips are out there. It's Friday. It's going to be busy from now until 3 a.m. So, tonight might be a good day to start. You can always stop by our office if you have any further questions. We have our schedule on the Connecticut site, so check that out. Thank you guys for tuning in. Have a great weekend, and hopefully we'll see you out on the road. See you guys.